And all of a sudden, the entire nest of carpenter ants,
Which is like the size of a basketball,
it was
right?
the size of a basketball. It falls down, lands on his head. Thousands of ants, big black ants, scurry and go everywhere in that basement.
Yeah.
And he calls me and he's like, we have a problem. Welcome back, Jenny.
Welcome back. I've been really looking forward to this episode.
Oh, really? Why this one?
Well, because it's like story time. I think people always want to know like what goes on during real estate transactions. Everyone has their own story and it's special, but there are some standouts.
Yes, there are. Well, and you always love a story time. What does your dad say about a story?
Well, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. But that's not what we're going to do here. These are
Okay.
as true as can be. And I think that that's what makes them really fun. So we're going to share stories about when things have gone really, really right in our transactions.
Which happens most of the time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they go more right than even normal.
And we're going to share when things go really wrong.
Really wrong. Yeah. We remember those in great detail. So
yes, we do.
All right. So the first story that I'm going to share today is about a couple who were relocating to Atlanta. They had like legitimately one day to find a home.
Yeah.
And we
where were they coming from? Do you remember?
No.
Chicago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was actually a client that you had.
It was. And it was a past client of mine referred us to him.
Yeah. And you were going to like a top 50 mastermind or something that day. And I hadn't shown property in years at that point. And I had to go reactivate my super key. Come on, babe.
It's like riding a bike.
I know, but I had to go reactivate my super key because I had, gotten out of the business for a couple of years doing my coaching, consulting, and training. And this was like the first time back showing property. And I had to show like 14 in a day. Which is a lot.
That's like no one wants to show 14.
No one wants to show 14 houses. And so we had the list. Everything was ready to go. We had a plan. And we started looking at homes. And you could tell they were a little bit disheartened by what they were finding. Not a lot on the market. Market was moving really fast at that time. So all of the good stuff was getting scooped up.
Yeah, it was amazing that you had 14 to even show them.
Oh, I know. It was because it was literally across like the entire state of Georgia, I'm pretty sure. So, but one of the houses we pulled up to, and there was it was in a cul-de-sac, and there was a sign in the yard, and I go through the super lockbox, and we walk through the house, and it's great. It's like this perfect house, and they're like, "We love it. What's the price on this?" And I go check my notes and I realized that we were in the wrong house.
What?
Yeah. That house is actually under contract and it was next door to a house.
How do you make the mistake to be in the wrong home?
It didn't have a sign in the yard. The other house that we were supposed to see had no sign. And so we go see it and they don't like it. So I call the agent on the house that we did see and they're like, yeah, it's under contract. I'm sorry. And we continue throughout the day and we look at,
Were
whatever.
they frustrated that it was already under contract?
Well, I mean, I think so, but they really liked it. But I mean, they understood like that it was under contract. And we go and look at the rest of the homes for the rest of the day. And there was just nothing that they liked. I was back here that night. We were going to go for round 2.
You're going to have to show them in Tennessee at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking through every house. And the agent called me and said, hey, those buyers just backed out. Do your clients want the house? This was a house we never should have seen. It should not have been on the list that we accidentally walked into, and they put that house under contract and they bought it and they love it and they live there now.
That reminds me of what you and I always say. It's like if things are meant to be, they're meant to be.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. That's great.
Yeah, we're really excited.
And I know they love it. I know they love the house. So that's fun.
Okay, so you're going to tell one where things went wrong.
Yeah. Why did I get the short end of the stick having to tell the bad side of things?
I don't know.
So one of the things that we are always fearful of, and it doesn't happen much, but you're under contract, you're getting ready to close, and you go to do your final walkthrough of the house.
The final walkthrough.
And typically when you go to do the final walkthrough, you're just kind of checking off the box, making sure the house is cleaned out, it's been broom swept, and it's looking good and all that kind of stuff.
Should just be a formality.
It should just be a formality and it should be fun. And then you should be able to head to the closing either that day or the next day.
Yeah.
And so we go to show up to our final walkthrough, and my clients couldn't actually do the final walkthrough until the day of closing. So we're sitting there, I think everything's great. The agent had told me everything was good. The clients had moved out. We show up and I kid you not, it looked like a foreclosure in the front yard. It looked like somebody had just been evicted and all of their stuff was sitting in the driveway,
Uh-huh.
refrigerator tipped over into the bushes of the
This is
front
all the
yard.
seller's stuff sitting
Oh,
in the
this is all
front
the
of their
seller
house.
stuff.
So it's out of the
Just
house.
Oh, it's out of the house. Most of
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Most of
okay.
it was out of the house. The house inside though was filthy and disgusting,
Uh-huh.
but the front yard had just crap everywhere.
Yeah.
And it looked like somebody backed a moving truck up into the front yard. And
Oh.
there were, I guess it had rained for 3 days prior
Uh-huh.
because there were, a foot deep mud tracks in the front yard.
Well, what happened?
Well, we obviously didn't close
Right.
right
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
And my clients are looking at me like, is this normal?
Right.
What do we do
Like,
now?
what do we accept? What level of crazy
Yeah.
do we accept?
And I will say I was able to get on the phone with the agent though, and he was awesome.
Okay.
So he worked with me. He helped get all that stuff out,
Okay.
moved, and he got it all done that day.
Oh,
Sent
wow.
a landscaper, repaired the front yard. That didn't happen until the next couple of days.
Okay.
But they compensated my client. We were able to get it closed, but it was definitely
A shocker.
a shocker.
I'll walk up to that. Okay.
Yeah, not a fun one.
All right. Well, I've got another fun story. Okay, and this is
Do tell.
a close friend as well as client. About a year ago, she called me and said, "Jenny, I just walked through an open house. I found the house. It's the one. It's going to be our next house." I called the agent and he's like, "Yeah, we've received offers on it. You're going to have to act fast." Well, they hadn't been in the market at all. She's just sort of stumbled upon this open house. And so we made an offer, but it wasn't an offer good enough to secure the property. So they were
Okay.
just shy of getting it. She was really bummed. But she decided, her and her husband and their family decided they were going to start looking. That was, kind of the kicking
Yeah.
off point of saying, okay, we're going to find something like that house that we can buy. And she had a list. They made a list together of wants, a front porch and a pool and a walkout backyard for their boys.
So they were
and
describing the house they didn't get.
they were. Yeah, they were. And we proceeded for the next year to look at anything that hit the market that remotely met that criteria.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and nothing was hitting it. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It just wasn't happening. And I knew in the back of her mind, she kept thinking about the other house, and it was going to be difficult. That's a
I mean, it's
difficult
hard
thing.
to move on once you find something that you love.
I know.
Why do you think I asked you to marry me?
Thanks, honey. So then a year later, almost to the day, a year later, she calls me and she, and I actually saw it the same time she did. And I had seen the notification come through my email that there was a coming soon. I hadn't opened it yet, but I noticed it was the same street, but I didn't know it was the exact address.
Which doesn't happen, by the way.
Oh, no. And she calls me and she's like, "Jenny, the house, it's coming back on the market." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And I open my email. I'm like, "Yes, it is. Okay, we're getting off the phone right now. You showed it to them that day, I think, 'cause
Yeah.
they were leaving to go out of town."
And they were like, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We have to have this house.
Yeah. And they actually just about got a multiple offer situation again, but this time they were ready to go, guns blazing. And the owners had actually come in over the past year and made a lot of really nice upgrades to
did,
the
yeah.
house that they probably wouldn't have done.
Yeah, it was an awesome house.
And they put the house under contract and they closed on it.
Once
this year.
again, when things are meant to be.
Yeah, that's
work
one
out.
of a really cool story. Just nothing was like that house, and it really was meant to be theirs.
Well, it's always fun when you work with people and you know people and they're your friends and
Yeah.
and then we want what's best for them. We want
Yeah.
them to get what they want.
Yeah.
So
I was
that's
so
cool.
nervous that whole weekend waiting to find out if they got the house because just like we needed this house.
Yeah, I
So,
remember you
yeah.
were very nervous.
it was exciting.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you've got one more.
Oh, yes. Oh man. This would be like my worst nightmare,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember the house we were under contract on. The buyer had gone through their due
Who
diligence.
did you represent?
So we represented the seller.
Okay.
And it was like a $1.5 million house down in Brookhaven. And the buyer wanted to finish out the basement because this basement wasn't finished. And they kept asking us, what would it cost? Well, I had one of our vendor partners go out there. He agreed, hey, I'll go out there. I'll give him a quote and just kind of figure out what it would take to finish out this basement. And so he gets there. Now we're supposed to close in like a week.
And wait, I think back up because this was already sort of like a difficult transaction, right? Like these
Oh, it
people
wa-
were going
oh,
through
yes.
divorce. Like everything
That's
was like
right.
pulling teeth.
it was difficult. They were going through a divorce. They
Yeah.
were not amicable.
Right. Yeah, you were like having to like literally talk to one and then talk to the other.
That's
and
right.
yeah, it was
I
like
was very
it was
much
a
a
tough
counselor
situation.
throughout the process
Yeah.
and trying to, keep people at bay.
Okay, so then the buyer wants a quote on finishing out the basement. You get
Yes.
Chad to go
So
out.
I get him to go out. Chad goes out. Chad's amazing. He goes out and he calls me. And he's in the basement and he's doing a quote and he notices a trail of carpenter ants, carpenter ants, the big black ants.
Yeah.
He notices a trail and he's like, oh, that's interesting. And so he follows the trail, goes up to the ceiling, and where they have the insulation, Chad goes and he pulls down the insulation, and all of a sudden, the entire nest of carpenter ants,
which is like the size of a basketball,
it was
right?
the size of a basketball. It falls down, lands on his head, and he literally thousands of ants, big black ants, scurry and go everywhere in that basement.
Yeah.
And he calls me and he's like, we have a problem. You have an ant infestation in this house.
Right. And now we need to like get Chad help.
Yeah. And now Chad is like,
have nightmares for the rest of his life. Yeah.
I think he said that's probably still to this day the grossest thing he's ever seen in a
Right.
basement.
Right.
So we had to do what we had to do, get it cleaned up,
right,
and get it gone of all the ants prior to closing. Interestingly enough, Chad got the job and finished that basement
for the buyers who
for
bought
the buyer
the house.
who bought the house.
Well, okay, good.
They ended up hiring him to do the basement,
we
so he got
redeemed
something from
ourselves
it.
a bit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chad. You're the best.
Chad is awesome.
Okay, well that's awesome. Well, I've enjoyed our story time today.
Yes.
Yes,
Look, is
well-
it night? Is it bedtime now?
No, but there will be more stories. So we're excited to share them and our clients' experiences. And that's it for today.
All right. See you next time.
Okay.